How you doing? My name is Rod Richard. I'm going to be going through some exercises that I programmed. First start with the warm-up, and then I'm going to go through a couple exercises. The first one's going to be a goblet squat. From there we'll go into an RDL, a reverse lunge, a med ball, hip thrust with a squeeze, and then we're going to finish with some core after that, and I'll kind of go over it once we get there. Thanks. All right, now that the warm-up is done, we're going to go to our first lift of the day. First lift is going to be a goblet squat. For the goblet squat, we're going to use a kettlebell. We're going to set up like a traditional squat, so we want to get our feet shoulder width apart, get our toes turned out just a little bit. When we're trying to find shoulder width apart, what we're looking for is trying to make sure that our heel, one almost got me a little hot. Heels right underneath our armpits, toes turned out slightly. First thing we want to do is we want to make sure we set our hips back, so we're going to break at the waist, push our butt back. And for right now, we're going to anchor, arms out in front. We're going to sit down until our butt gets to parallel, come right back up, okay? We'll do that again from the side, feet are shoulder width apart, hips pushed back, chest up, back flat, anchor arms out, down, and then back up. When we use the kettlebell, then we go into a goblet squat. We're going to hold the kettlebell in the goblet position. I give my clients a couple different options. We can grab the bell by the horns, or we can flip it up and hold it like a traditional goblet. So we're holding that heavy part of the kettlebell. Either way, we want to try to keep it close to our chest, so it's right into our body. Again, feet shoulder width apart. We're going to squat down, back up. Again, back up. One more time, I'll do it facing the camera. Down, up, down, up. So common faults, things that we'll see in the squat. Looking at it from the side, you'll see people that'll be knee dominant, they'll go knees first, and so we got this kind of squat where we're on the balls of our feet, our heels are coming up. We want to try to nail our heels to the ground, push our butt back, and try to keep that weight on our heels to the point where we can almost wiggle our toes while we're doing it. Other common faults is people not really knowing how to position their body. You get this really, really hard arch in your lower back, or you get people that'll round out, right? We're trying to keep our back in neutral, relax our neck, looking at the ground out in front of us. We're gonna try to make sure we don't allow our knees to go valgus, so as we squat, whatever angle our toes are at, we're gonna push our knees out, try to match that angle, okay? So we're going down, we don't want that, because that's a bad position for our knees to be in. So we don't want our knees to cave in and go valgus. We want to push them out so they match our toes. That way we give ourselves room to get in between, and it's a safer position. Okay, so our next lift is going to be an RDL. So here we have a bar, and I'm actually going to move it back so you can see a little better. So with any weight in the weight room, even with my stronger athletes, I always want to make sure that we squat down, chest up, back flat to pick it up. So even as we're picking up this bar, it's a lighter weight for me, but I always want to make sure I squat down and pick it up. Keep my chest up, my back flat, just for safety. So squat down, pick it up, and my feet just a little wider than hip width. My hands are going to be shoulder width, so if I'm looking at my thumbs, should be right underneath my armpit. From here, just like the squat, my first movement is going to be a hinge back, so I'm going to push my butt back. Keep that bar in tight, shoulder blades pulled back tight. I'm gonna let that bar slide down right to the middle of our shin, right? Stand back up. Now, if I had weight on the bar, I'd probably touch the ground at that point. So that's why I'm stopping there. But without weight on the bar, I can probably get a little lower, okay? So again, feet are under our hips. We're gonna slightly soften up those knees. We're gonna push your butt back, slide the bar down, right to mid-shin, stand back up. Again, like the squat, I wanna relax my neck. I don't wanna push my head back. In an effort to keep my chest up, I just want to focus on keeping my chest up and my back flat, not throwing my head back, okay? So I'm looking at the ground out in front of me, soft knees, butt back, slide the bar down, stand right back up. For the next lift, we're going to grab the kettlebell again. We'll go in that goblet position. There's a couple of different ways to do it, but for now, go in goblet position. So because we're comfortable with it and we've done it already, we'll put the kettlebell up to our chest. And we're gonna go reverse lunge, okay? So from now, we'll move a little closer. We're gonna step straight back. We're gonna bend that knee. We're gonna sink down, right? Step forward. Step back, sink down, step forward, okay? What we're looking for is we want to try to make sure our knee stays over our ankle. As we step back, we want to step back so that our hips are able to move straight down and then back up, okay? What we don't want to see is too narrow of a step. So we go from here, we step here, we can't get down, okay? We don't want to get too big of a step. We're here and we're out of position, we're kind of pushing our body back. On the same token, as we get here, we don't want to push forward. We're letting that knee come up and that heel come off the ground. We're trying to sink our hips straight down and then back up. The last lift here is going to be a glute bridge with a med ball squeeze. Okay, so we're going to take the med ball, put it right in between our knees. We're going to squeeze it. Okay, so we're just squeezing it lightly right now to keep it in position. But as we drive our hips up, we're going to squeeze tight. 1, 2, come back down. Okay, driving your heels into the ground, bringing your hips up, squeezing, 2, back down. Okay, make sure we want to keep our core tight. We can relax our neck. We're going to push straight up again, squeeze, 2, right back down. Okay. Last but not least, we're going to go mini band crab walk. So we're going to take the mini band, going to put it around our ankles. And there's a couple positions we can put it in. If I didn't have on shoes right now, I would go mid-foot. You can go ankle, you can go right below the knee. But either way, once we set up, in this particular crab walk, I want to try to sink my hips down so I'm in a quarter squat. I'm going to get my butt down, want my toes pointing straight ahead. Okay? Again, I'm pushing my knees out so they line up with my toes. My chest is up, my back is flat. Now when I step out, I want to make sure my knee and my ankle are moving together. So as I take these steps, I don't want to drag my foot. Okay, so what I mean by that is when we go out, you'll get people who don't focus on moving their knee, and you'll get this, right? So my knee is way inside, and I end up in this kind of valgus knees touching position. Okay, I don't want that. I want to keep my knees apart. They shouldn't get any closer than hip width. We want to be about shoulder width the whole time. The other side, now I don't want to drag that foot, okay? I want to try to keep my feet, my legs, my knees, everything kind of moving at the same time. So it's this smooth line, right? Where I'm actually taking steps and I'm not dragging my foot. Okay, so now we're gonna work on some core. What we're gonna do is a resistance band dead bug, but for right now, I'm gonna kind of show you from a side angle what that looks like. So we're gonna have our knees bent. We're gonna try to make sure our knees stay right over our hips. All right, we're at 90 degrees, our ankles are flexed, our toes are pointing up. We're gonna try to make sure our lower back stays flat, so we're gonna reach up, flatten out that lower back, make sure we're hollow. And we're gonna go opposite arm, opposite leg. So I'm gonna drop my right leg and my left arm, trying to get as much extension out of both as I can, then bring it back in, out on the opposite side, in, back out, okay? Now when I add the resistance band into it, what I'm gonna do is actually pull that band down by my hips to try to help engage my core and keep my lower back flat. From there, I'm gonna use my legs in the same way, right? So let's get one set up here. All right. So now I'm gonna take that band. Like I said, I'm gonna pull down to my hips. Let me get in position. All right, from here, pull it down to the hips. I'm gonna press out, core tight, lower back flat, and get back in. Out. Okay, saw a little bit of it earlier in the warm-up. We're gonna go side plank, okay? If we're on our side, we're gonna try to keep our body in a straight line. We're gonna tuck our hips in, so if this is my side plank here, I wanna try to not arch my lower back, I wanna try to keep it in neutral, squeeze my glutes, keep my body in a straight line. I'm gonna stack my feet, and then I wanna really brace my core. So I'm gonna work on my breathing, okay? Deep in, hold, squeeze, hold, press. Breathe, okay? So I'll do one, again, facing you guys like I did earlier in the warm-up. So we'll set up, feet are stacked on top of each other, knees are on top of each other, my hip is flat on the ground. I'm gonna get my core tight, press up, and I'm gonna try to maintain that straight line. You should feel it working, working right here in your obliques. Again, pressing up, breathe. relax. Okay, that's the workout for today. We got a couple sets of each thing. Really just kind of getting started with the programming, not too strenuous, building in volume as we go, getting ready for the actual meat of the program. Thank you. Bye.